What up, it's Dane, and in this video I'm going to be telling you a nutrition guide 101, the basics you need to know about nutrition in order to build muscle and lose fat, right? Basically to transform your body. And I don't know if you're new to the channel or if you see me already, my body transformed in a couple of months, right? 1 month I'm bulking, I'm a bit chubbier. The next month I'm lean, I'm shredded again. So I'm going to be telling you exactly how I do this. So let's get straight into the video. I'm going to try and make this video short and sweet, because as I already know, there are a lot of videos out there that are probably like long, so I'm going to try and just, you know, dial that information and just give you the most important information you need to know, right? So let me drop this shit, let's get serious. So nutrition 101, let's get started. Basically macronutrients or macros, whatever you need to call it, right? So I'm going to start off by losing fat or losing weight, whatever you want to call it. In fact, not losing weight, because you don't want to lose weight because you'll just look shit. You want to lose fat, maintain your muscle. So let's get it. In order to lose fat, you need to be in what's called a calorie deficit. Calorie deficit is real important. It doesn't matter how many meals you eat per day, how much the thermic effect of food or whatever is going to burn, or that kind of bullshit I've been told time and time again. Like what types of food you eat, it doesn't really matter. You can eat any food you like. Serious. You can eat any food you like and still lose weight. I'm being serious. And still lose weight. As long as you're in what's called a calorie deficit. Calorie deficit is just eating fewer calories than your body requires per day, right? So you probably wonder, okay, then how many calories does my body require per day? I'll give it to you right now. 15 times your body weight in pounds. That's called your calorie maintenance. That's just to maintain everything you have at the moment, which is probably the worst part you could actually be at, in my opinion, because if you eat more than your body requires, you at least be building some muscle. So calorie maintenance is not really my favorite part or position or whatever. So once you have that calorie maintenance, minus about 500 calories, right? This is only like a real basic. We can go into more detail, but I'm just going to say minus about 500 to that number, and that's going to be your calorie deficit. That's how many calories you need to eat per day to get a six-pack, right? This is not like some marketing bullshit. This is real truth. It's that simple. So that's what's called a calorie deficit, right? And I'm going to be giving you more information on what foods to eat, right? So now that you know calorie deficit is the most important point, and I know I have told you before you can eat any food you want, but mainly eating healthier foods will leave you feel more satisfied. Whereas, like I said, you can eat chocolate and that, but you might go a bit hungry throughout the day, right? So I'm going to be telling you exactly what foods to eat, right? Also for internal health. Of course, you can lose weight by eating chocolate, milkshakes, burgers, whatever. But your internal health won't be there. So now that we have a calorie deficit, let's get into the food sources. So you probably already know what I'm going to say is vegetables. Vegetables are probably going to be like 60% of your diet when you're trying to lose fat. Mainly because they contain very, very low calories, especially green vegetables. My opinion though is don't just go for green vegetables, because that's just going to turn out to be a crash diet, which basically means you'll stay on it for 2 weeks and then you won't be able to sustain it. You want to go on a diet that you can adhere to, right? So you can sustain to. So eat the vegetables that you like, that you can eat almost all the time. And then second food source is lean proteins, right? So it's real important to note that I say lean proteins like chicken, turkey breasts, tuna, whitefish with no batter, stuff like this, right? These are probably the main lean sources of protein I eat. You can eat steak as well, as long as it's a lean piece, stuff like this. I don't really recommend like mince and stuff like beef mince, turkey mince. You can still eat this, but it just contains a bit more fat, meaning more calories, right? So I'll tell you exactly why I say that in a minute, or later on in the video. So now I've told you vegetables and protein is probably going to be like the main part of your diet if you're trying to lose fat, right? Now let's get into carbohydrates, right? Carbs, when trying to lose fat, are probably not the most popular one in your diet, right? Not that carbs makes you fat at all. It just has higher calories compared to how much it fills you, right? For example, having 500 grams of carbs compared to 500 grams of vegetables is going to make a massive difference. For example, 500 grams of pasta is probably like, I don't know, it's kind of a lot. It's probably about like that. It's hard to show you with my hand. Compared to 500 grams of vegetables is a lot more. It's going to fill you up a lot more as well. So this is real important to know. And compared to the calories as well, probably 500 grams of vegetables is probably 250 calories, depending on what vegetables, obviously. 500 grams of pasta is 2,000 calories, right? So put that into contrast. So vegetables and protein, carbohydrates going to be quite low. If you are going to have carbs, eat carbs that fill you up the most. Potatoes have been shown to fill people up the most in the satiety index, and that's another important tip for you. Type in Google satiety index to look at foods that satisfy you the most. Potatoes are a good carb source that I eat most of the time, and oats, right? So those are the main foods in my diet, and that should be in your diet too. A lot of vegetables, a lot of lean proteins, complex carbs, and healthy fats. I don't really eat too many healthy fats like peanut butter and olive oil, and I'll tell you why in a second. Not that they're bad for you, it's just the calorie amount, so I'll tell you that in 1 second. So now that we have the food sources to lose weight, right, I'm going to go tell you the food sources in order to gain muscle. Like I said, this is nutrition 101 basics. I'm going to try and make this video as short as possible. So the food sources to gain muscle, especially if you're a hard gainer, carbs and healthy fats are going to be your friend. Seriously, man. When I gain weight, I eat 500 grams of pasta almost every single day. That's 2,000 calories on my pasta make anyway, or brand, whatever you want to call it. So carbs, healthy fats. So pasta, rice, these two carbs don't fill me up, and I believe they don't fill a lot of people up. So pasta, rice, oats as well, although they fill me up a lot more. I still have oats. I love oats. What other ones are there? There are a lot like cereals, the sugary ones. If you're a real hard gainer, you can eat a lot of sugary cereals. Probably not the healthiest thing for you internally, but it helps you get your calories in, right? I'll tell you some tips in a second as well. Some tips I got for the hard gainers. So carbs are your friend. Second is healthy fats, right? This is nut butters like almond butter, peanut butter. Don't even know if they sell almond butter in England. I've never even seen this shit. But yeah, nut butters, coconut oil, olive oil, avocados. All these healthy fats contain a lot more calories than protein and carbs. I'll tell you why in a second. So carbs and fats are really important. Third is protein. Of course you need protein in order to gain muscle, repair the muscle tissue. But this time you can go a bit more dirty. You don't need to go so lean. You can have like beef mince, turkey mince, stuff like this, right? It doesn't need to be as lean as long as you hit your protein requirement. So those are like the food sources for gaining weight and losing weight, right? Now just before I end the video, it'll be like two more minutes. So keep watching. This is real important. This is why I'm going to tell you why healthy fats are not included in my fat loss diet as much as my gaining weight diet. Here it is. And also I'll cover protein intake, so don't get worried about that. So protein, carbs and fats, right? Basically 1 gram of protein and carb has 4 calories. Listen to this, right? Fats, 1 gram of fat has got 9 calories. More than double the amount of calories than carbs and fats, right? This is why if you're a hard gainer, if you're trying to build muscle, healthy fats are your friend. For example, 1 teaspoon of peanut butter is like 100 calories, right? Just like that, 100, bang. Whereas obviously you don't want to do that when you're losing fat, right? You want to stay away from them. But like I said, fat is still an important hormone, or in fact I didn't really say this, for regulating your hormones and stuff like this. Wait, did I just say fat is an important hormone for regulating your hormones? I don't know, I think so. It's a very important nutrient in order to regulate your hormones, so it is still important, but it's not so much in the fat loss diet. So now that I've covered that, why fats are your friend and why they're not your friend when you try to lose weight, I'm going to be telling you about protein intake just before I end this video. So protein intake is real important. Now we talk about weight loss and gaining weight. I'll start again with weight loss. If your goal is weight loss, your protein intake needs to be about one I don't even like to say this, probably 1 gram of protein minimum, but I normally recommend about 1.2 grams of protein per pound of body weight, right? So for example, if you're 200 pounds, it's 1.2 times 200, there's the number, or whatever. I don't know if it's reversed, some shit at maths. So 1.2 grams of protein per pound of body weight when you're trying to lose fat, right? That's real important to know. Here's why. You need this high amount of protein, especially if you're training more, and the leaner the individual, the less body fat you have, the more protein you need. And even if you're an overweight individual, I still advise a higher protein requirement because it's going to make you feel satisfied. Protein takes longer to digest and provides more satiety, right? So on the other end of the spectrum, if you're trying to build muscle, your protein intake can be a bit lower because you're going to have a lot more nutrients and all the other shit. So the minimum is probably, you can go down to 0.8 grams of protein, but I personally recommend 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight minimum when trying to build muscle, right? Remember, the more protein you eat, it's not going to be detrimental, so you're not going to get like liver damage or all this myth shit like what people tell you. It's just gonna be excess energy, that's all it's gonna be. So anyway, those are the protein requirements I advise for losing fat and gaining weight, and so does research. Again, it's not just me telling you some bullshit. I researched the shit from scientific information. So yeah, that's it. That's Nutrition 101, a guide. Let me know if you found this video useful. I'm interested to know. Let me know, give your comments down below on your experiences on diet, information that someone's told you that was wrong or right, whatever. Just information about nutrition, I'd love to hear. So anyway, make sure to subscribe to the channel, click the notification bell to get notified for my 3 videos a day. And as always, hope this video wasn't too long, man. Hope I provided some value. I felt like I spoke a lot, so I'm sorry if I ear fucked you. But anyway, as always, stay positive, stay smiling, and I'll see you in the next one.